what's going on? Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you my process of how I do a dash cam install. Got myself a new work car recently and I have my own personal dash cam, so time to put it in. So we'll just go through what you basically need. Just need some basic tools, pliers, a screwdriver, some lucky tape, test light, it's really important, and obviously the dash cam and all its associated wiring. I got a thinkware, can't remember the model name of this one. I've had it for a couple of years now. Got it from Super Cheap Auto, it's been really good. It's front and rear. Yeah, so first thing we need to do is get this panel off to access the fuse box. So it's pretty straightforward, just pop a couple of these panels off here, and then I'll show you how to figure out what to wire to what. Okay, I know I said fuse box, but on this particular model, this is a Haval Joleon, by the way. This kick panel comes off, pull the rubber out of the way. This kick panel comes off as well. We've got nice earth here already. So now we just need to figure out of these two looms here, we need to find constant power and accessory power. So I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so this test light, they're pretty cheap. You can pick one of these up for, you know, $4 or $5 or something like that from Super Cheap. Just got to connect alligator clip to an earth. And then what we're looking for is a constant power. So the car is toned off, no power. So basically we just want to poke around in here until we can find ourselves, look at this side, till the light turns on basically. That tells us that there's a constant power source. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so I've had a bit of a poke around. Now, this red wire here, a bit thicker than the others, so that does generally mean it's a power wire. And if I get this test light in there, you can see the light turns on. So that's what we want for like constant power. So that'll be our constant power wire. And then we just need to find an accessory wire. So I've had to go at all these other ones, and none of these other ones seem to have power. So we'll turn the power on. So now the car is on. And then we poke around and see if we can find another one that lights up, and that will be our accessory power. So I'll have a poke around and see what I can find. Alright, I think we found our accessory wire, a little yellow and green one up in here. So I've got the test light all lined up, and we'll just turn the accessories on. There we go, and now the light's on. And so accessories off, light goes off. Perfect, so we found our power and our accessory. The last couple of cars I had this in, I used fuse taps. So you just do the same thing, you know, use your test light, find a power, found an accessory, pull a fuse out, put this in its place, and then put the fuse you pulled out into the empty spot here. But this Great Wall uses different fuses, and I'm impatient, so I'm doing it a hard wire, because, well, you know, it's not like I change cars every couple of weeks or whatever. I have them for a few years, so what I'm going to do now is obviously take these off this wiring, and I will tap the power and accessory into these wires here just by stripping back some of the sheathing, whatever you want to call it. Solder it on, tape it up with some lucky tape, make it all nice and snug, put all the panels back on, and then we'll run the wiring. Alright, obviously also don't forget that we need earth connected as well. So I've got all these wires, we've got power, we've got accessory, we've got earth. Plugged them in, I'm going to give it a try. Should power on.
During parking mode.
There we go.
Motion detection recording. Over 10 and event detection recording. 2. Occurred.
There you go. So it's all powered. Always like to double check, make sure these things work before you go and, you know, run wiring and all that sort of stuff.
Recording will now
Excuse me, I'm talking. Anyway, so yeah, I'll go mount this on the, I'll show you the best way to run the wiring, well, the way I've run the wiring is, shush, alright, you can go now, and then we'll come back. Okay, update. So I've got the wires run to here. Problem is I can't find any freaking double-sided tape, so I'm going to have to try and find some tomorrow to actually mount the camera. But the wiring's there, all the way along the top here. Just sort of pop this out of the way. The main wiring is down here, and the fuses and stuff are down in here. And then I ran the wire through here, undid this little bolt here, took that out, wire down there. So trying to get it from the cab to back here. So you got one of these. You got one of these lying around, it's very handy. Pulled that down, slid it through there, and it's popped out here. So now I'm going to get the end of the wire, double-sided, or stick, lecky tape it to this, and then pull it back through. Easy, easy. Ta-da! And now that wire's all run through. So I'll just tuck it all back up in there, and then we can try and figure out how we're going to put it. Getting it through this bit here is a pain in the butt, but got a trick that I can use, and then pop it out here and mount it there. Okay, so I got the wire through here. So what I've done is used a little bit of Mad WD-40, quick spray in here, disconnect, pull that out, pull this out obviously, and slid a zip tie through. So as you can see, zip tie goes all the way through. So do what I did with that, the bit of yellow thing. I'll tape it to this, pull it through, next step. Right, so a tip with these as well, so you've got 4 little clips on either side of these. Easiest way is to get the side one out and then this one out and then pop it down. And then, yeah. So now that we've done that, we're going to get this bit up through into here. I'm going to leave a bunch of slack here until I've got all my, like the length, like find the right length for it. And then I'll tidy it up and then tuck it under the roof here. Alright, so we've got it all lined up. Ended up just sort of cutting a small groove in there. It's enough for the wire to pass through. Now the good trick with these is that what you got to try and do is get this rubber over this lip first and then just clip it in, because trying to get that all the way over this clip when it's in there is almost impossible, and it's a giant pain in the butt. So yeah, I'll do that on those clips and then I'll show you the finished result. Alright, all done. As you can see, it's all back in there, everything's back together again. Just got to find myself some double-sided tape to attach the front camera properly, and then make sure everything's all lined up. But yeah, that's easy, pretty easy. Any questions, ask ahead. It's pretty straightforward stuff. You just got to learn these little tricks about these plugs here and stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.